Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrapper. So today I am back with a 2-page layout using the Dream Big Baby Girl collection from Echo Park. And I am documenting my new niece. So she is about a month old at this point. I did this layout actually quite some time ago, and I'm just getting around to editing it. So forgive me. I do have a photo of it pulled up in front of me to help me work through this voiceover a little bit. So I did print the one photo 5x7, and then I have two 4x6 photos, and then I originally wanted to include 4 3x4 photos with flip-flaps. However, I could not figure out how to get 4 flip-flaps to work on the one page. So I forgot. I do actually use the flip-flaps and add, I think, 2 additional photos, 4x6 photos on page 2. So you can see how I kind of plan on the photo placements. I also tried kind of playing with this hello die. I got that for free from scrapbook.com when I placed an order, and I was going to use that as part of my title. I cut it in 3 different colors, and it's supposed to kind of be layered, but I just didn't love it. I didn't love maybe my color selections and whatnot. So I will try to find something else. So because I have the majority of page 2 covered up with photos, I kind of needed to figure out how to get some pattern paper on the layouts and have enough of the pattern show. So I am going to use this light blue floral and bee paper as a strip all the way across the top of both pages and all the way across the bottom of both pages. So I think maybe I cut it, it's either 1 3/4 or 2 inches. I can't tell exactly. One of the reasons I picked the blue paper here is because there are bees, and bees hold a special place in my sister and I's heart because my one grandma used to go by Bee. It was Blanche, but she went by Bee, and when she owned a restaurant, it was Bee's Family Cafe, and all the decorations and the inside were bees. So just adding that extra little touch, I guess, to this is special. So for the middle, I ended up using, I guess I'll call it mauve. It's actually the perfect color match to Lucy's sweater in this photo here. I don't know that I did that on purpose, but seeing it now, it is, perfect. So I did matte that one with white, and then I am going to go ahead and try and find another solid color. I think when I ordered it, I did get the solid paper pack as well, which has been really nice. So here's where I am playing along with the flip-flaps. Again, I have 4x6, and then this is where I really wanted to get these 3x4s in there, but I could not figure out how to layer them and allow them all to open up. So I had to decide then just to add 2 of the 3x4s and set 2 of them aside, which worked out because I have a layout coming up probably next week with the 2 photos that I had set aside, and they were the perfect, match for that layout idea. All right, now with that photo double matted. I will move on a little bit. You can see that I bring down that hello that I cut with those dies, along with an acrylic piece, baby girl. So I really want my title to be hello baby girl, but I just, again, did not love how those two pieces fit together. The acrylic piece is from Pear Tree Cut Files. So I am on their design team, and I want to, whenever I do a layout, I want to make sure that you guys know that they are more than just cut files. So they have acrylic pieces and stencils, flares, and extras. So definitely check them out. Obviously this is not a layout for them, but I do really like their acrylic pieces, and I did buy some flares. I just have not used them yet. So now that I have my photos kind of laid down, I realized I have an open spot that is 4x6. I guess thinking about it now, I could have added those two photos underneath of the flip flap, but for some reason I didn't think about that. So instead I went in and added a cut apart underneath. And again, I probably could have added that to the top, but I decided to add it kind of underneath as a little surprise element, I guess we'll call it. So I wanted to kind of matte this a little bit to let it pop a little bit more. I guess it really wasn't necessary. I was thinking that maybe it was on the light color, and maybe it was on the bottom. Maybe it overlaps the blue on the bottom, I think. And so that is why I chose to add a matte to that cut apart. I also then matted the photo that is going to be right on the layout, and that I moved up a little bit. I decided to leave a gap so you could see that mauve paper in between the photo and the cut apart, and then I will go ahead and add the flip flaps to the outside of the page protector when I put these layouts away. So I am playing around with the hello again, and I don't know. I think it's the layer, the way I layered it. I think I had something else in mind. Yeah, I just don't love it. I think I will use the die. However, just not, it wasn't the right fit for this layout, I guess. Again, I didn't love how it fit with that baby girl. There is kind of like a gap, you know, the B, that initial B stands up further than the rest of it. And so I kind of wanted something to fit in that so-called gap there, and the hello that I had cut out was just too big. So going through the ephemera, am I kind of sad that I bought so much of this collection? Kind of. I kind of want to use a bunch of other collections, not baby specific, I guess. And I still can. She's still really young. And this one maybe is kind of geared more towards older kids, maybe-ish, with some of the elements and whatnot. So I don't know. I'm just gonna have to mix it up a little bit, I guess. So again, just still trying to figure out my title here. Going through all of the different ephemera pieces, figuring out, you know, you saw the Shine Bright. That would have been great. Just Shine Bright, baby girl, but didn't love how that fit in that space either. So still working on it. I did find a chipboard piece from the Brad sticker sheet that I think I will end up using. It's a little bit smaller, it's green, it stands out, so I do think that I will end up using that. So now that this is over, there's that hello. I will use that and then kind of add maybe to it, because now there's a gap in between the hello and my photo that I don't love. So on the chipboard sheet, there was a small floral cluster in a butterfly. So I did add that. And then I believe that is off the sticker sheet, another floral cluster. Don't get me wrong, I think this collection is absolutely beautiful and I love the colors. It's just, I'm having a hard time maybe, like I said, I guess using the baby themed collections. I guess I'll give a little sneak of the baby layout that's next week. Went into my stash and found the my Felicity Jane stash, and it was just fun. That's all florally, you know. It was just fun to get into that, use my stash, use the flowers. And I don't know, like I said, I will dive into this one some more, of course. I'm not saying I'm done with this one, but yeah, you might see some baby layouts using kind of some random girly collections, because that's kind of what I want to use right now. So kind of adding to it, I did tuck another floral cluster under that top flip flap on page 2, and then added a butterfly there. Again, trying to keep with like elements in each of the clusters. I did like that Dream Big on the bottom right of that layout, but I had to figure out kind of what else to add there maybe. When I do a 2-page layout like this, and there are like the strips of paper that go all the way across, sometimes I do struggle with where to embellish. And I have found a lot of times, and this one kind of follows it a little bit. A lot of times what I end up doing is doing like a down, up kind of embellishment positioning, I guess. And it is kind of how I have this one. So I did find a really pretty rainbow that I am going to add to that Dream Big on the bottom right. And then just play around with some little pieces. But because I added a rainbow to that one, I did end up adding a smaller rainbow over to that bottom left cluster on page 1. And of course, going and sticking with that bee theme, obviously I wanted to kind of bring in some bees because of what I mentioned earlier. So those were a great kind of finishing piece for these clusters as well. So I'm trying to look at the layout, see if there's really anything else. I do add a couple of small phrase stickers to that bottom left cluster on page 1. Oh, I did add a cluster right on top of the flip flap. That bottom flip flap on page 2, there was, I think it is a puffy floral cluster. And so then I did end up adding a small butterfly and a bee to that. So that is kind of the nice thing. You can embellish right on top of the flip flaps. And then I love, obviously, too, where you just have that extra little element. And sometimes if I don't have enough photos, like today I used the cut apart, but sometimes if I don't have enough photos, I will either use it for journaling or almost create a scene, so to speak. So just so many different options with these flip flaps. And of course, they're close to my heart, so you can't get them anymore. But I do think like Simple Stories maybe had some, and I don't know if they still produce them or not. But I do think there's other options out there. And they're just fun, interactive elements too. So that is going to finish off this layout. I will link the Dream Big Baby Girl collection down below if you are interested, if I can find it, because it didn't look like they really had it at a cherry on top. So I'll see if I can find it and link it down below. But I hope you guys enjoyed this 2-page layout, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.